What makes something sin? Sin is that which is contrary to God's nature and contrary to God's word. Sin will always be selfish. It will go against holiness and godliness, and it will fulfill carnality and worldliness. Our selfishness always seeks for self gain rather than to die to self. And that is exactly what sin is. Sin is that which goes against that which God is and that which God has declared. Because God would not say something is sin in his word and then revoke upon it later on. Because we know that God is a God who cannot lie. God is immutable. He's unchanging. Therefore, what he speaks, he cannot revert back on. He cannot change that which he has already spoken. And if God says something is sin, and he knows that something is sin because it is contrary to the way in which he has created something, which he has designed something to be, and that in which who he is, if something goes against his very nature, it will forever remain sin and it forever will be evil forever and ever throughout eternity. Because again, God cannot do what is logically impossible. If God is a God who cannot lie and he does not change, he cannot change his word or change that which is sin, and he cannot change something that is evil and say that it is good. He just does not do that. He can work out an evil for a greater good, but he will never call something evil or sinful good. That's just against his nature completely. He's a holy and just God, and he is the absolute reality of truth. And so that is how we can know that something is sin, is if it is contrary to both God's nature and it is contrary to God's word.